What do you think about her tweets?
This is the left 101. When it doesn't go my way, it's racist, and any black man or woman involved in the process who didn't agree with them, obviously they're irrelevant. So that was the diss. Just go wham. Just complain. I mean, that's what children do. They never can accept a decision. And affirmative action the case was even being brought up because Asian Americans felt that they were not getting a fair opportunity. So rich white people.
This clip kicks off with a blunt reaction to AOC's tweet and sets the tone immediately. The argument is simple but sharp. Whenever a ruling doesn't go her way, the accusation shifts to racism. The speaker points out the irony that black men and women who disagree are suddenly ignored or dismissed, as if their opinions don't count. It frames the issue as emotional deflection rather than debate, making it clear this isn't about policy anymore. It's about refusing to accept outcomes that don't fit a narrative.
To talk about in terms of merit, you just blame it on rich white people. And it's been a cushion that's been allowed in this country for a long time. And now you see more of that's the new pillow. My pillow's got nothing on the new pillow of blame rich white people, because you can rest your head on it in any argument. Bring any argument up with me. Anything. Ask me any question. How are the Knicks doing this year? Well, why am I supposed to know that? I'm not a rich white person. See?
Here the focus turns to why affirmative action was even challenged in the first place. The conversation highlights Asian American students who felt locked out of fair opportunities, pushing back against the idea that this was a rich white people problem. The clip reframes the debate as one about merit and fairness, not oppression theater. It quietly undercuts AOC's framing by reminding viewers that multiple minority groups were involved, not just the one she keeps spotlighting.
Are completely out of touch of everything. This is a big country. Some people, regardless of high inflation, are still going to fly to go. It has nothing to do with lower class Americans who are struggling to pay bills, or people just make their decisions. It's just they're so out of touch, and they worry about other things, the wrong things like pardons and perceptions and how they're looked at, instead of just shutting up, step out of your little bubble, maybe close the safe spaces, walk out on this crunchy green stuff called grass, and get involved in the world and see that.
This clip leans into satire, painting AOC as someone who never just shows up. She performs. Every entrance feels like a dramatic monologue, every statement delivered as if history depends on it. The exaggeration is intentional, but it lands because it mirrors her real communication style. Viewers are nudged to question whether they are watching leadership or carefully rehearsed performance.
I didn't read the decision. And again, these are all successful men and women of color who all have educations, who are sitting on top of the mountain calling foul. This is just the par for the course. It is just, what is the narrative? Oh, that's the way we're going with it? But it was nice to see white men get a break. You know what? Because you've had a rough year. They started blaming some stuff on white women. So you guys get a little bit of the feel.
The commentary here calls out the imbalance between emotion and substance. Instead of discussing merit, policy, or solutions, everything circles back to villains, rich people, white people, corporations. The speaker mocks how blame has become a comfort pillow anyone can rest on during an argument. It's humorous, but the criticism is serious. Constant outrage has replaced actual discussion.
And we have fan mail, and I just can't listen to those Nate Silvers and these Saliza people just bites into this glorious show. AOC. What? She's kind of fun in a silly but earnest, wrong but adorable way. She's like your daughter when she comes back from her first year at Brown, full of half-baked, half opinions, in need of some gentle, patient deprogramming. But people have to realize new faces doesn't mean...
This clip focuses on the audience reaction, all lack of one. Instead of cheers or energy, AOC's dramatic delivery is met with polite, almost awkward clapping. That moment says more than words ever could. It signals fatigue, not inspiration. The clip captures how oversized performances can backfire when people stop buying into the spectacle.
Ocasio-Cortez, she responded to this ruling on Twitter as well. She says if the Supreme Court was serious about their ridiculous color blindness claims, they would have abolished legacy admissions, aka affirmative action for the privileged. 70% of Harvard's legacy applicants are white. SCOTUS didn't touch that, which would have impacted them and their patrons. Does she have a point there?
She used the word ludicrous. That was cool. That was new. But again, it's the same argument. No matter what you're doing, that it's all white people's fault, and it's just such a great talking point, to the point where it's just literally if it was a dying horse.
This is where the momentum shifts. Tyrus doesn't yell, doesn't preach, doesn't posture. He waits. Then, with perfectly timed humor, he cuts through the tension. The clip highlights how comedy, when used right, dismantles seriousness instantly. Suddenly, the room isn't reacting to AOC's urgency. They're reacting to how exaggerated it all sounds.
Fresh idea or issue in her life. The reason why she gets along with Bernie is because she's like an 80-year-old leftist in a used bookstore. I mean, she may look fresh, but she's as stale as an abandoned futon on the street. It's like, I listen to her, I go, I heard that at Berkeley in 1983. So their problem is, and the reason why they don't have any ideas is
Hey, Tyrus compares AOC's ideas to recycled slogans from decades ago. The line about hearing the same arguments at Berkeley in the 1980s lands hard. The point isn't personal, it's ideological. New faces don't automatically mean new thinking. The clip exposes how branding something as progressive doesn't make it original.
taking a break from doing nothing to get into a beef with the Twitter chief. On Tuesday, she tweeted, LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. That's a reference to Musk's plan to charge people $8 a month for verified blue checkmark status. But he hit back tweeting, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8.
This segment shifts to AOC's online behavior. Every tweet, every post carries the same urgent, end of democracy tone. The clip jokes that even a Wi-Fi outage could become a national crisis in her hands. Humor aside, the criticism sticks. When everything is framed as catastrophic, nothing feels credible anymore.
Says AOC has 61% approval rating
Yes.
for Democrats, right? The highest of any Democrat unless they've been elected president. So if your new brand ambassador is going to be AOC, then I think it's more.
This clip hits one of the strongest contradictions. While warning nonstop about capitalism's evils, AOC lives comfortably within it. Tesla, expensive dog, media galas. The argument isn't jealousy, it's hypocrisy. Asking plumbers, truckers, and electricians to pay for student loan forgiveness while maintaining a polished elite lifestyle doesn't sit well. And this clip makes that tension impossible to ignore.
They're not meant for you, right? But then you have to ask, okay, then what is this debt forgiveness? Who is it meant for? And when you look at the data, it's upper, white, middle-class, liberal women. This ain't welfare, right? These are well-to-do people. It's a bribe for Democrats on the backs of plumbers, truckers, and everyone else who actually does a real job, unlike me. AOC is the symbol of the entitled sponge.
The final clip wraps it all together. What once looked like confidence and leadership slowly transforms into overperformance and excess. Tyrus never attacks her directly. He reframes her. And once that perspective shifts, it sticks. The clip ends on a powerful note. The most effective takedowns aren't loud or angry. They are quiet, precise, and leave people seeing the entire act differently long after the moment ends.
He owns a French bulldog. Thanks to Cat Temp, I know everything about French bulldogs. And one thing I know, they are so expensive. They're more expensive than any college tuition. You got to take care of them. They're adorable dogs. But she owns a Tesla and she owns a French bulldog. And she wants you or your dad, the electrician, to forgive her student loan. That's BS. Turn in the Tesla. Sell the dog. $80 per theater. I mean, I made $80 in a theater, and there wasn't even a movie playing.
Wow. What do you mean?
I don't know. You know, it's no surprise. Who would go see a movie that's the opposite of entertaining? There's nothing entertaining about that. Michael Moore's colonoscopy is more entertaining than that because there's probably more twists. But it does show you how great it is to be a progressive in a liberal biased culture. She really doesn't do her job, right? She makes movies, she goes to galas, she sits for glossy butt-kissing interviews.